Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining us at Jackrabbit Illustrated tonight. We would like to mention that the following program contains the possibility of bad language, inappropriate comments, and hosts with the propensity to wander off topic. Those of us at Jackrabbit Illustrated would like to thank you for joining us and would like to thank our title sponsor, Kubota Dealers of South Dakota. With 9 dealerships across the great state of South Dakota, with all the equipment you may need for your home, acreage, or farming operation, there's always a Kubota dealer ready to provide you with the parts, service, and sales you need. Now, with that out of the way, let's get to what you came for.
Scared money don't make money, right?
That's right, folks. Scared money don't make money. The spin-off show from the B Team with Ben and Brendan making their picks against the spread just like old times, with the addition of Alex Kenkel and his computer model that is featured weekly on JackrabbitIllustrated.com. As usual, the B Team and all Jackrabbit Illustrated podcasts are live on the Jackrabbit Illustrated Facebook and Twitter pages, along with being live on the FCS Fans Nation YouTube channel. Also, if you don't catch us live, be sure to tune in on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, or any major podcast outlet in between.
Scared Money Don't Make Money is thrilled to have their show sponsor be Cubby Sports Bar and Grill in downtown Brookings. With the best beer and food in town and more TVs than wall space, Cubby Sports Bar and Grill is your Jackrabbit headquarters to watch any game, home or away. The B Team is also thrilled to announce their segment sponsor, Blue Tide Car Wash of Brookings, Mitchell, Sioux Falls, and now Hartford, as well as all the other get-and-go locations in South Dakota.
Our second segment sponsor is Hadrick Ranch. For the best beef you've ever tasted, go to hadrickranch.com. They'll ship it to you. And lastly, thank you to our segment sponsor, Innovative Engineering Solutions. Contact them for all your HVAC, plumbing, fire protection, automated control systems, and energy conservation needs. I'm Batman. Or Dracula. Or both. I'm Bat Dracula Man.
All right, everybody. Welcome in to Ye Old Scared Money Don't Make Money. Thanks for joining us, as always, on Jackrabbit Illustrated Facebook, YouTube, and the FFN YouTube as well. We appreciate each and every one of you joining us. Even though the Jackrabbit season is over, we march on because there's still games to pick, and she's a tight one, and I'll be damned if I go to Terre Haute making picks just submitted on Twitter. So here we are, live and in action in front of you. And plus, it'll be a little bit of a wrap-up show on the season for the Jacks as well. As always, thank you to our title sponsors, Kubota Dealers of South Dakota, and, of course, our show sponsor, Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill of downtown Brookings. But, yeah, so, guys, we all recovered from the weekend. I know we've got that. Everybody's hustling to get the container cleared out at the tailgate lot, but have we come to grips with the extra free time we have that we're not used to?
Holidays have eaten a lot of it up for me. We got pretty good progress before we left on our basement project that I keep looking over at. And it's in a really good spot where we can use the basement again, but I still have a crap ton of stuff in the garage that I need to get rid of. And holidays and roughing wrestling have killed any free time I was going to have by football being done. But what about you guys?
Yeah, it's a little weird having Jack's football be done, but obviously still doing this and still FCS playoffs going on. So, yeah, ready to get these games picked and move on.
he's so angling 30 minutes hard, and I can't blame him. And it should be fairly easy. We got a lot less games to pick and everything else. I feel like I have a ton more free time, even though we do have the playoff games coming up. I'm excited for those, but yeah, it should be fun. But otherwise, I don't know. We can probably get to the weekend that was.
I mean, it would be a lot more busy if I was planning on going to Vermilion this weekend.
Yeah, well,
would have been a blast, but
You want to go to Baltic Saturday?
What'd you say?
Says you want to go to Baltic Saturday?
What's in Baltic? Oh,
that's where the
wrestling tournament. Your wrestling tournament would be a lot easier for us to show up as in ref shirts and cheer for the refs at, and you'd hear us a lot more. So, thank you for bringing that to my attention, Alex.
So it's It's funny because I probably hear less because everything's just cacophony in the gym. It's just loud.
Until we bring signs.
That's fair.
Yeah, basketball reffing is not that way. You hear every parent's comment.
Yes, that's
Anyway,
a fact.
let's
If you think the
talk
refs
about
don't
the
hear
game.
you in youth basketball, they do.
Oh yes, 100%. Yeah, the game. It was weird watching it back because when you watch it back, it doesn't feel like we lost by as much as we did because a lot of it happened, later in the second half. But it was kind of a microcosm of the season in that, the things that we had issues with throughout the season all showed up in this game. It was, the lack of a consistent run game, the lack of consistent pass defense, the lack of depth, not being able to rotate guys in and keep them fresh, all that stuff, and special teams struggling. I mean, it all showed up in this game, and against a team like Montana, who 100% credit to them, they played extremely well, and they're a very, very good team, and you're not going to beat them playing that kind of football.
No, I completely agree. There was a lot of stuff that we kind of talked about, but maybe hand-waved a little bit in the first half of the year, and it kind of showed in some of the stuff you hit on, right? Like coverage. I didn't think coverage or tackling were very good at times this year. I think I said it in our group chat, but just so the greater public can hear it, if Jaden Rashada knows how to throw a football, that Sac State game gets a little uncomfortable at the end there.
Yep.
And then, like you said, just, everyone was freaking out, both sides of the UNI game, right? We scored on 9 of 12 drives or something like that, but all 3 and outs were in a row. All 4 or 5 3 and outs, whatever it was, were in a row, and people are up in arms. And in this game, right, you started out pretty hot, you went cold in the middle of the game, and you put it together late again, and then just the inconsistency of running the football. So it's definitely clear market areas to grow next season.
Yeah, I think one of the major issues, Juice only gets 5 or 6 carries, which is crazy. Felt like maybe we fell in love with, like, the pass game was very successful. It was successful. It was very hot in the beginning of the game, and it felt like maybe we gave up. The games that they ran the ball really well, it was a full-on commitment. No matter what, they were going to run the ball a lot.
Sold out to do it.
The UND game, the New Hampshire game, like that was the focus. That's what they were doing. And they got away from it this game. It showed in time of possession. This Jacks team, the defense needed to keep Ayat off the field, and they have almost 10 minutes more time of possession than the Jacks did. That's not going to get it done, especially on the road. And yeah, they made us. The defense ran out of gas. Secondary got exposed. They never really they didn't stop the run game at all, which you needed to do one of the two, right? We talked about. They had 191 yards rushing on 43 attempts, and we only attempted 24 rushes and 36 passes. It's not the balance that the Jacks have been successful with overall. It just wasn't the Jacks' day. And, you watch that game, and Chase throws a pick, which was uncharacteristic of him. The Grizz drive down. You're like, oh, boy, here we go. And then they get the 4th down stop, and then the huge pass play to Graham Goring for the longest pass play from scrimmage in SDSU history for a touchdown. And you're like, yes.
Yep.
We got this going now. And it was tight till about 3/4 of the way through the third quarter, but the Jacks never, when they got the lead, they never got up enough to put them away. And then after, eventually the defense was on the field too long. And really, I think the offense, points-wise, put up more and made themselves look a little better than they actually played, if that makes sense. Just because you get a
No.
huge, you get 100 yards in one play.
You get 100 yards in one play, and then at the end of the game there, Montana's almost playing like give and go basketball, right? Like,
Right.
well, we're going to score quick because our offense is clicking, and so we'll let you score. We're just going to make you drive the length of the field and shorten the game.
Right. Yep. And yeah, it did not work out in the Jacks' favor. That's what happens on the road.
I mean, really, I think the turning point in the game was that right before half when we had the chance to go. We had a 2-minute drive, could have gone and scored before half because Montana was getting the ball after half. But instead, we stall out and then we shank a punt, put them in good field position, and then they score before half and they get the ball after half. And you just, again, against a team like Montana, who is very, very dangerous, you can't give them extra possessions. You can't give them extra field position. We get good punts off like we have for a lot of the year, and it may make it a lot harder for them. And that's the thing. I mean, our defense definitely did not play well, but they got put in bad positions a few times. And like I said, against a team like Montana, it's just not going to happen. And the interesting thing is, I was thinking back, to the last week's episode, and we were talking about going into this game, and we thought that, man, it's really good that we played the first round, and we got Chase back and got him into the groove. I think in retrospect, I don't think that was good. I think that this team is so thin because of injuries and a lack of depth that we needed a bye, and we needed to host that second round game to have a chance in these playoffs.
Yeah.
And I think that was a mistake on our part. We were probably looking through blue and yellow glasses a little bit, trying to make the best of it. But in hindsight, I mean, you just can't drop that Indiana State game. That's just
and that's where I was going to go. If you haven't read it, Matt Zimmer put up an article about that. It's you play the what if game, but first and foremost, you just can't lose that Indiana State game. If you win that game, you're probably somewhere in the 7 to 11 seed range instead of the 13 seed. So that's big. And then once again, what ifs, but Chase Mason gets hurt. I don't think it's fair to say we beat USD and Illinois State based upon what they're doing, and we're going to pick their games later on the show. But I would argue you probably split them, and then at 10-2, you're probably the 5 seed. And then, what happened in Fargo last week? All of a sudden, you're hosting through semis, and that's just life. You can't play that what if game. I mean, if you go back, you have to find a way to win that Indiana State game. That's huge. And
but I mean, we said it so many times in years past. There's games you can't drop, and this is the result. And we didn't start going to the semifinals until we started making sure we won those games, and we got the seeds that got us to the semis. And it's just, it's a tough road when you do it the way we did it this year.
Yeah. And really this season just goes to show anybody who has a timeline as full of the FBS garbage as mine is on social media, how ludicrous it is to say, well, the games in the regular season don't matter as much when you have a big playoff field. Bullshit.
No, your spot in that field matters a lot.
Yeah, it matters a lot. It matters a lot if you're going on the road. There's a reason the semifinals have been won by the home team, like for the last
80-90% of the time.
Yeah, I think it's 90s. It's pretty rare for an upset in the semifinals at home. It's pretty rare to go into a Montana and win a playoff game. It just is. I am gonna roll my eyes at Ron and the other Montana fans who are like, the Dakotas are 6-33 all time in Missoula. Okay, let's take out the D2 stats, guys, when you guys were a different division, and then let's look at it. Still not good. It's a very hard place to play, and that is the overarching point. When you don't take care of business in games that you need to, and whether you're banged up, dinged up, whatever, then your path gets really, really hard. That's why the was it 2019 when they went on the run? Yeah, it was 2019. They went on the deep run and ended up losing at Bozeman.
2021.
2021. Sorry, yeah, 21. That run where you end up losing in Bozeman is so important. It was so impressive because
And you could
you're winning at tough places.
Even in that run, though, you could tell. I mean, Sac State in those Villanova games that year, they'd get a lead and then they would just protect it. I mean, they were gassed. And part of that was that season you played 20 some odd games in 7 months, over half of them on the road. I mean,
right. That too. That matters too. But SDSU is not 0-8 in the Montana's run at all.
He's talking, I think, strictly Missoula, which is very out of character for him.
Specifically Missoula, then okay. I don't think we played at Missoula 8 times in the D1 era. But that's why, like, I think if you look it up, I'm fairly sure SDSU right now has the most wins on the road against seeded teams in the playoffs.
Because of that 2020 run almost exclusively. Yeah.
Well, that there was the Kennesaw State year.
Yeah.
Beating Kennesaw, and it's not a thing that happens very often normally. But hey, I don't blame you, Joe Smith, saying I don't like to be a bad fan, but Montana fans are starting to anger me. I might dislike them more than Bison fans. I will say this. Last week I texted an NDSU friend of mine. I said, I almost feel like I need to apologize to you and USD fans because these Montana fans are something else. And we love the Grizz fan pod guys. Yeah. They're great. You know,
Adam and Luke were awesome.
Oh yeah.
Every fan base has them. We have them. I know we have them. We've blocked several people from our own stuff.
Also,
they're pricks.
They are not the Grizz fan pod guys. They're the Fight on Montana guys.
Oh Jesus! I did it again. Oh, I'm sorry, Luke. Adam,
well, you know, Brendan just loves those other guys so much.
Yeah, I've been having so much. I love those guys so much.
He really does.
Gross. But anyways, I don't know. Do you guys have any more on that game or the season that was? Maybe I don't know if we do maybe a season that was show probably later, and that'll be covered by the A team is more too.
I think A team's gonna do a season recap. I don't know what you guys are doing on B team. I know Dallas and I have talked about doing a special at some point of behind the numbers nationally, and so there's a lot of national headlines too. We'll probably do a catch-all for that at some point, so we probably won't get too much into that here, but
yeah, no. This season, I'm with Seth. The boys this season, we will not forget this one. So he says put $20 on Jack's run to the finals next year. I do think the future is very bright, but we will see. So, anyways, yeah, I think the rest will be covered. A team. I don't have a whole lot else besides our sponsor, Blue Tide Car Wash. Our segment sponsor, Blue Tide Car Wash, with locations in Brookings, Mitchell, Hartford, and of course all over Sioux Falls. 19 locations at the Get and Go locations, plus a ton of washes, and then ton of washes in Brookings, Mitchell, and Hartford. Get yourself that monthly subscription. I notice I have a dark colored truck. Every time I hit the roads this time of year, it comes back all nasty and grimy, gets all over your coat and everything else. Get yourself the monthly subscription to the Blue Tide Car Wash and keep that grime down. So every time you don't jump out of your truck or car, you don't have a big white swatch up your leg or on your arm every time you get out of your car trying to get the kids out or something. Get the Blue Tide Car Wash and keep that car as squeaky clean as you like with a monthly subscription pass, or you can just get single washes there too. It's just more economical to do the monthly thing. I get way more than the 2 car washes it takes to pay for that monthly car wash subscription. So thank you so much for being with us this year, Blue Tide Car Wash. And anyways, do we have JIAI this week? Oh, we got the picks first from the recap.
No, we do JIAI first.
Oh, we do. Let's do the pick recap quick, and then
because things are tight.
We got to recap quick. There's
Ben, I don't know. Can you hear him, Alex?
No, he just froze.
Yeah, he's locked up. He's locked out. Meanwhile, back at the ranch,
I was going to say, at the Hadrick Ranch,
Frog's ass.
I was going to answer Ray Gronowski's question. Love having you on, Ray. Good to see you, buddy. Jacks gave up 51 to Indiana State in 2018 on October 6th in a game they won in overtime, 54 to 51. So a little bit of a high-flying offense that day.
Yeah. What game was that? Sorry, Ben was texting me. He died. He'll be back.
October 6th, 2018, Indiana State.
Oh, sweet irony. Sweet irony.
But like I said, we won that one in overtime.
Yeah, I remember that
probably
game.
remember.
That was wild. Yeah. Seth says we burnt the record books, Ray. Might not have ever happened. Yeah, I agree. I don't think it ever happened. It's not real. So anyways, we'll recap the games here real quick.
Hey, do you have the spreadsheet open?
Yeah, I have the spreadsheet open.
Okay.
In the stunner of the weekend, NDSU gets downed by Illinois State when Tommy Rittenhouse completes more passes to NDSU players than Cole Payton does.
So
wild.
We talked about it on our show too, but I cited specifically how Timothy Rosario said on Blue Bloods, Illinois State played like an almost perfect game plan last time and they still lost by 2 scores, so it's not going to happen. So what do they do this time? Play super sloppy, find a way to win the game. Which I was going to say defensively they were fantastic though, and that was like almost the ultimate irony of it all is for the last like year and a half, if not 2 years, everyone's talking about where's this patented Brock's back defense been at? They've been giving up tons of yards, tons of points, and outside of the game opening busted coverage, they only gave up 7 points the rest of the game.
Right.
NDSU's other 14 points came on special teams and a defensive return. That was a vintage Brock Spat game plan.
Yeah, that was crazy. All the credit, the coaches in the MVFC. There's like 3 that stick out in my mind that that I'm happy for winning this. I mean, I'm happy anybody beats NDSU. The biggest cheer, one of the biggest cheers at my place for the watch party was when NDSU lost that game and Illinois State hit that 2 points. So, but I'm really happy for Brock's back, man. That guy, I mean, super great guy when we saw him at media days. Really happy for him. He's been at Illinois State for a long time, just hammering away at the Dakota States and particularly NDSU wall that kept them down, and to get that win has to feel incredible for those guys. Really, this game, it looked like what we kind of talked about, or at least I don't remember if we all talked about it or not, but really, if you looked at NDSU, their offense was Cole Payton and Bryce Lance, and then Cole Payton. And if you could make
Raja Nelson and Chris Harris a little bit,
right, but still Cole Payton's arm, and they're rushing game, their running backs. I mean, you look at the when they played us, like none of the running backs were over like 40 yards for the game, and they dominated us. So if you could stop Cole Payton and make him have a bad game, you were in it. And they didn't just have him have a bad game; they shut him down. Now there's rumors that Cole got an injury against St. Thomas or whatever, and my response would be I guess with the way the game went, you're still ahead, so I guess you keep him in. But with how he was playing, if it's an injury causing that, like,
why'd you keep playing?
Why'd you keep playing him, or why put the ball in his hands for that last play where they fumbled? And then, and I do wonder if he was hurt because he didn't come out after the strip sack for the last drive. So either you don't have that confidence in that NDSU fans seem to have in the next guy. Yeah, right. Timothy Rosario says everyone's hurt after a bad loss. Mm-hmm. But no, it was crazy to see that offense perform that poorly.
In small sample size, but there were people at the start of the year that said Nathan Hayes should have been starting over Cole Payton. It's like, and maybe Nathan Hayes gets more reps with the ones and has a good spring ball and he comes out firing next year. I'm not saying that's not going to happen, but just the fact that was a conversation point at one point in July, August is just ridiculous.
Right. Yeah. So,
yeah, I mean,
Go ahead, Ben.
When
Sorry.
when you throw 5 interceptions, it's hard to win a game. Wait a second, they got 5 interceptions.
Right.
How in the
Mhm.
world did they? I just don't understand. Like Zach McKinnell said, throwing 5 interceptions in the Fargo Dome and still winning, literally insane. I
Yeah,
don't
if
I
that's the
understand.
only
guarantee you that's never happened before.
Never.
if that's the
No.
only stat you give someone going into the game, well, and there was I think it was an Izzo tweet that said NDSU scored on the first play from scrimmage, had a special teams
Mhm.
touchdown, a defensive touchdown, and 4 other takeaways, and lost the game. It's like if you gave that someone that stat line like before the game, you're like, oh, NDSU is going to win by 70.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well,
When
what
Go ahead.
that game felt like to me a little bit in that first half was the first half of SDSU at JMU in the semifinals, where it was like, good God, like we're in this game and we've
Right.
given them the ball 6 times already. If we quit giving them the ball, we could come back, and we never did. SDSU never did, and JMU eventually pummeled the shit out of us. But Illinois State did quit doing it and was able to come back, and to do that when you have 5 interceptions, that is, you dominated the rest of the game. And then 5 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown, and you lose the special teams battle as well and give up a punt return for a touchdown, and you still win the game. Just nuts. Just nuts.
It's crazy. And I don't know if you talked about this while my computer died, but Brock's back to go for 2 in that situation, which again, it was the right decision. It's what he should have done anyway. But also, like, if you miss that, there's gonna be a lot of people saying, well, you had the momentum, you should have just kicked it and gone to overtime. But no, the marbles on that guy to do that was awesome.
So
here's huge credit to Brock.
Here's the thing to throw my math 2 cents in there no one asks for. Are you playing to lose, or are you playing to playing to win, or playing to prolong the game? Because at some point, unless you're that confident you're going to keep them out of the end zone in overtime, with the way the rules are, you have to go for 2. So if you're confident in your guys and your 2-point play you've been practicing for all week, you absolutely go for it.
Yeah,
especially when an average 2-point team is a 56% conversion rate.
Yeah. And I think that, the other factor in that, because as soon as they scored, me and Chad and Tommy and all the guys we've watched all those games up in the Fargo Dome, we immediately went, you go for 2. You go for 2 right now. You win this game right now. You have to win it right now. And another friend of ours that was there, he was like, you got to kick the extra point. I'm like, no. Absolutely not. Not up there. That is not how that works in that dome. You have to win when you have the chance to put that game away. And Spack did exactly what he should have done. And beautiful play call. I mean, it looked like really, if Rittenhouse didn't have someone open, he could have
walked it in.
I don't know if he could have walked. He had somebody coming on him, but he probably gets in the end zone there anyways. And that's beautiful. Beautiful play.
Yep, 100%. All right, I need to take over the recap, because if we take this along on every game,
well, that was
I'm
big
just
one.
kidding. I'm just kidding. It was one of the biggest upsets in FCS history, definitely FCS playoff history. So, well worth spending time on. But we also had UC Davis taking care of business and covering Villanova in a weird drag out knockout game, winning 14-7 and covering.
That's Villanova, right? If you think about it, they're playing like, you remember that when Nova was really good and they came to Brookings and we struggled to beat them with Dallas Goddard in them. That was their play style, was good defense, and we're going to barely score any points, but it's going to be better than you, and it's going to take an effort to beat them in the coming rounds.
Yeah. UND ran out of gas against Tarleton State. Tarleton State won and covered. Montana State won but did not cover, and by quite a ways, actually. They only won by 8, and they were favored by 27.5. So not sure how confident you still are, Ron, but
Ron before the show even started, bet the Cats and win some money. Hey, let's relax there. 14 points.
The only thing I'd say is, it's the playoffs, especially second round. Every team left is good. I think they were I think they were looking ahead in the bracket a little bit, and maybe this snaps them back to reality, but we might get to some of that here too. So,
yeah. We also had Stephen F. Austin, the Fighting Revs. They won against Abilene Christian and covered. USD put a whooping on Mercer, 47-0. That game was never close.
I think two things can be true, but is USD really starting to come into their own, or is Mercer just not good? Like I said, I think two things can maybe be true there, but
I think Mercer was not good in the way New Hampshire was not good.
I wouldn't say
and
that.
I absolutely would. I think with how Mercer looked during the season against other SoCon teams, we forgot that the SoCon lost to the Pioneer League twice in the out of conference.
3 times.
The SoCon sucked balls, and we all forgot. Like they had a horrific out of conference, and then we all decided to pretend that didn't matter because Mercer was beating SoCon teams when they swapped their quarterback out. Maybe, just maybe, we should have realized the SoCon is not it this year. And I'm mad at myself because as I was happening, like, that team did lose to a Pioneer League school.
They did lose to Presbyterian.
Kind of looks like they lost to Presbyterian. Now, I'm the idiot because
it's like that scene in Step Brothers. Now that I think about it, the suits are a little bit effed up.
right. Yeah, right, exactly. Like, maybe I'm the stupid one. And USD absolutely is playing its best football, no doubt. But we were playing our best football against New Hampshire, and we saw how that turned out. So I think it was a matchup thing where Mercer was not ready for that physicality on the lines. You could see it the whole game. They got punched. They had not been punched like that in the mouth, and they did not know what hit them, and they could not get off the floor.
Sounds like Zach lost a bet and had to buy a Yotes hoodie. Was there a clause in that bet that you had to keep it? Can you burn it now?
They're good fire starting material.
There's closed shelters in Alabama. Let's not go that far.
That's true.
It does get like 50 degrees there.
F them kids. That's child abuse.
Last up, we had Montana obviously winning and covering against SDSU. I went 5-3. Brendan went 4-4. Alex went 3-5. The Mala went 4-4, which means that I'm pulling away 63-54. It's going to be hard for me to lose now. But Brendan and Alex tied at 59-58 with only 7 games left to pick. And the Model's really pulling away at 72-45.
I was talking with Alex, and he wasn't as impressed with this as I am, but 117 games we've picked, and we are dead even.
Yeah, that is
117 games. That's a lot of games to pick and be tied. So it's wild that out of all those picks, it's going to come down to the last 7.
If Ben finishes -2 on us or better this week, he is safe from going to Terre Haute.
I would say it's going to be, I'd be surprised if you guys were able to pick opposite of me and able to win that many
games. Both.
It would be a Vikings-esque collapse.
Yeah, it would.
You managed to screw this up.
I am a Vikings fan, so I fully realize that it is possible. But all right, you read the JIAI sponsor while I pull that up.
All right, the JIAI sponsor, of course, is Hadrick's Ranch. Just reached out to him. I got 30 pounds of ground beef coming and a couple of rib roast, prime rib. You got Christmas coming up. Reach out to Hadrick's Ranch. They got 14 pounders available. They're boneless rib roast, so reach out to them for your Christmas needs, perchance, if you're looking for that sort of fine fare for your Christmas or Christmas Eve supper. I got a couple coming myself, send one to my mom. It's going to be great. So Hadrick's Ranch, they are your place to get South Dakota American raised beef that is certified ranch table Angus beef. Get yourself some Hadrick's Ranch in your freezer and on your plate today.
Perfect. I waited until after the ad read to show this time, so we didn't sully the Hadrick Ranch name.
Oh, good.
But,
Thanks. I'm glad that
yeah.
survives.
I'm actually real excited about the JIAs that came up with this week, so I'm excited to see what you guys think of them. First one's a little self-deprecating a little bit here.
We've got the momentum now. I mean, we haven't run the ball well, defended the pass well, or played special teams well all season, and we still have key injuries and lack depth, but I'm sure it will be fine.
It was not fun.
It was not fine.
It was not fine. All right. Next up, of course, we have a couple about NDSU.
Keep it up, boys. This should be easy. Nobody can stop
Not a
us.
soul.
Wait, what's that?
First.
It's staring at us.
Then we have the implications on the national championship game.
You got in.
Final projected attendance 48,000.
Wait, what's happening?
It's tanking.
18,000.
We're
The
toast.
stadium's gonna look empty.
The profit.
I can hear the echo of the seats.
It's gonna look so empty.
Yeah, they better hope that a Montana team makes it.
I was just about to say, if neither of the Montanas make it on the other
man.
side either, it is gonna be bad.
Yeah, but all the Montana fans are just going to complain that tickets are expensive because they can't fly to Vegas. That's what they did in Frisco. Well, Dallas is so expensive to fly to.
Yeah,
I wish it was
they
in
were
Vegas instead. Nobody has Vegas flight prices. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, I don't know if just because there's direct flights from Missoula, but they were like lobbying super hard. They should move the game to Vegas. It's like, why?
Anyhow.
Wait. One of us is going to the championship?
You're kidding.
No way.
This bracket says it's one of us.
That
can't be right. There has to be a mistake.
I mean, us? The championship?
somebody better
This
pinch
is
me.
wild.
Can't believe it. But hey, somebody's.
That is still so wild that is what is left on that half of the bracket.
To be fair, Nova's been there before. They've won one.
So has Illinois State. They haven't won one, but they've been there.
Yes, they have been there. Yes. This could be SPAC's second appearance. That would be one incredible run if they make it through.
It would. Last but not least, had to comment on the 3 Dakota teams losing and only one left.
They're necking now. All 4 mascots charging to the line. Trip up on the inside. The Coyote pulls away. South Dakota wins it. That's how you do it, baby. What is that? Huh? Bear on the trip wall.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Little prediction there.
Yeah,
With-
I wonder who Ben's picking.
Speaking of which, let's get into the predictions. Who are those sponsored by? Innovative Engineering?
That is correct, sir. Hey, you know what? It took till our third to last show, and you did it, buddy.
You remembered.
Innovative Engineering. Go to them for all your building design needs. They do HVAC and all kinds of work. Visit innovative-engr.com for all your needs. Thank you to them for sponsoring us this season. We really enjoyed representing them and seeing him at the tailgate pretty much every time. He's always stopping by to see us, so appreciate that. With that, let's get into the picks for this week. We've only got 4 games to pick. And first up, we've got Villanova going to Tarleton State. And Tarleton State is favored by 11.5 at home.
I'll take this one first, unless you would like to, Brendan, since we're
Go
alternating.
for it. Yeah, go for it.
The model has Tarleton by 9.3, so it is going to take Villanova to cover. I am going to disagree. I think Villanova has shocked me with how far they've made it, and I definitely think they're a better team I gave them credit for. But Tim Rosario shared an article, series of tweets by someone else that talks about, and we talked about it some last couple of years, but Tarleton's kind of run and shoot, slow mesh, run and veer, whatever you want to call it. But it's just a weird offense if you don't see it regularly. And I do think Villanova has a good defense, but it is not like anything they're seeing in the CAA. It's quite a bit of tough travel. Tarleton should have a decent crowd. They're doing $1 hot dogs and $1 beers. And I don't have a lot of faith in Villanova's offense to put up a lot of points. And I think Tarleton, like I said, between the unique scheme and their talent on the outside, And they run the ball pretty well too. There's really balanced attack. Like I said, that offense is so cool. If I was a coach, it's what I would try to run. I'm obviously not, but anyhow, give me Tarleton.
Yeah, give me the tail tuckers. I think that Nova's offense isn't going to be very effective, and I think Tarleton's, their offense is kind of weird to prep for, and there's definitely nothing like it out in the CAA. And I think Tarleton's going to be able to. They're going to have Nova's defense on the field too long for him to keep it close forever. Realistically, Lehigh kind of pissed that game down their legs, so I think Tarleton wins by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm in the same page. I don't think Villanova has the offense, and I think Tarleton's offense is dynamic enough that Villanova can't stop them. So I'll take Tarleton by a couple touchdowns at least. Next up, we've got Illinois State going to UC Davis. This is the closest spread of the weekend. UC Davis is favored by only 2.5 at home.
We got the mayor back. Mayor Cole, what's shaking, man? Yeah, we would have loved to have been hosted by you this weekend as well. Wasn't in the cards.
Mm-hmm. What do you got for this one, Alex? UC Davis.
I just replied to Brendan's first on this game. I thought you were showing Slam.
Yes.
I replied to it in chat.
This is my pick. Illinois State at Davis. Boy, as much as I'd love to believe in a SPAC Cinderella run, I think the emotions are going to be a little high about this. I thought I heard someone mention that Rittenhouse might be a little gimpy or something, a little banged up. And I don't think they're going to be able to. Boy, this is such a hard game to pick because, who knows when Penix is going to have his freshman, rookie game in this game. And Illinois State's defense sure showed that they can hold down any offense if need be. They just faced what overall has been a much better version of what Penix likes to do, run and chuck. But they do have a better running game. So I'm going to take the home game in this one begrudgingly, but I don't love it. So go ahead.
What did you say the line was, Ben? Okay, that's what I thought. Model has Davis by 3.5, so it's going to take Davis to cover. And I will agree. I think, as weird as it is to say for the playoffs, I think Illinois State, yes, I'm sorry we won't be able to reclaim the Woodwick Trophy, Mayor Cole. Hopefully we can get it back in Brookings next year. I was going to say, it was a huge win, so they absolutely should celebrate it. But you're in the playoffs, it's got to be on to the next one. They're social media and players and stuff have been tweeting all sort of stuff. It's I could just really see this being an emotional letdown. And as much as I was hard on UC Davis around playoff selection, even picking last week, I watched a lot of that game last week after the Big Ten championship game, and I really think that Davis is going to pull away.
Here's how wild this year is. All it takes is a Nova upset, and Davis will be hosting in the semifinals as the 8th seed.
Right.
We're one game away from that potentially happening, which is crazy.
It is crazy. I don't know where to go in this game. I want to pick Illinois State, but I'm afraid of the letdown like you talked about. The hangover after playing the Bison is a real thing. They had to empty the tank to win that game, and they've already gone on the road twice. This will be a third road trip in the playoffs. But I'll stick with the Missouri Valley. I think Illinois State is good enough to go to UC Davis and win this one. Sobkowitz is an absolute beast. He will be an NFL wide receiver. I'll guarantee it.
Yeah, I won't argue that at all.
Yeah, and Rittenhouse is. I think he'll clean up those interceptions a little bit, and I think Illinois State gets a win on the road.
So on Ron's comment, really quick, he says Davis, who didn't deserve the 8th seed,
They
laughing
didn't,
emoji.
but
They didn't. They still don't. They have not faced a seeded team yet. That's not how. Oh, okay. Technically, Rhode Island was a seed. Like, no, this round, like they'd be facing a top 8 seed for the first time to actually prove it, and they get the
and they
upset of the
won't.
century, the most improbable upset. So don't try to give me that shit. Don't give me that.
We'll probably talk about that some at our year-end wrap-up, Miracle, just about the larger goings on in the country. But to answer his question, how concerned are we with players to go to Iowa State with Jimmy Rogers? I mean, it's going to be a thing.
It's a concern for all the Dakotas, to be honest. But
yeah, I was going to say
that'll be a later conversation.
I don't think anyone to the north or south should feel good about it either. But we'll have that at our year-end show, a larger discussion.
Yep. All right. Next up, we have Stephen F. Austin going to Montana State, and Montana State is favored by 11.5 at home.
Model says Bobcats by 15.8, so it will take the Cats to cover. And I am unfortunately going to break my good friend Dustin Helton's heart and agree. I think Montana State's not very happy with the way last week went. If you saw some of their post-game stuff aside from the Julius Davis thing. But, they did the prayer circle or whatever midfield after the game. And after they get done with praying, Vegan is chewing their asses. I mean, getting after them. And so I think they come out ready to go, and they send a message out there, and they're going to want this one bad. Both the Montana schools want this brawl rematch. I'm not confident in SFA's defense, and I think SFA's offense can keep up, but I think at some point they make a mistake that doesn't let them.
Yeah, I would be much more inclined to lean SFA in this game had they not just had the tight game with Yale. Like, I would pick SFA if the Bobcats had just beat Yale by 40, then I would pick SFA because Montana State would be 100%. I would believe they're looking ahead to Montana in that matchup into the semifinals already. I think that's what happened a little bit in the Yale game as well. And like you talked about, we're not going to have any separation, by the way, I'm feeling, after these picks are done, because I think we're picking the same damn team
we have so far.
I feel like you guys are just picking the same, hoping that I pick enough games opposite of you so I can catch up to you.
What if all three of us go to Terre Haute?
We end up we all carpool out to Terre Haute when we take our van.
Probably a blast.
Yeah,
actually.
I would love. I want nothing more than Stephen F. Austin.
Agreed. I am a Jax fan this weekend, just not in the
100%
Jax fan. I'll be wearing my SFA hat this weekend from the Rev, but unfortunately,
the Rev's putting out some bulletin board material for the
Montana State doesn't have the receivers for our corners, so they're gonna have to depend on the run hard to sell the pass. Yes, they will. Unfortunately, I think Montana State physicality at the line of scrimmage. I know SFA is number 2 in the country at run defense, and I know they are a good defense. But until proven otherwise from teams outside of this Big Sky and MVFC, I need those teams to prove it against a high-end team like a Montana State from the Big Sky, that they have the horses to hang all game against that sort of attack.
Julius Davis and Adam Jones is just such a two-headed monster. I don't think you see anything like that in the Southland, personally.
Yeah.
And
Abilene Christian one was really good, but still.
Yeah, and their backs were good. I'm not saying there aren't good backs in the South. That's the best two-back tandem in the country.
Yeah, and I'm going to agree with you guys. I'll take Montana State. I think, like Seth Meyers is saying here, good teams have close games, and then they lock in the next game. And like you said, with that close game against Yale, I think they'll be locked in at home. The only issue potentially being a look ahead to a Montana showdown, but No, I think they focus and win big here. Rev says he got on the charter flight, so he'll be there. That's awesome. I love that you're going to Bozeman. You'll have a blast.
I also like Jim Poppin's comment. If we end up going together, Alex, we're gonna have to do a whole Blues Brothers
thing.
Yeah, on the way out there, we buy some.
We're on a mission
suits.
from God.
We're on a mission from God.
Love it. All right. Last but not least, we have USD going to Montana, and Montana is favored by 8.5 at home.
Oh, it's moved since I saw it open at 7 flat.
That's what FanDuel said today.
Yeah, so FanDuel opened at 6.5 or 7, which doesn't surprise me. Montana's a very bet-heavy fan base, but anyhow, Brendan, it's your
That's
pick.
true.
This is my pick. If it wasn't for the fact, this is kind of a lot of points for this game.
Mm-hmm.
I think so too.
Which I don't like. However, USD does not. If their defense has a weakness, it's their secondary. And while they have a good run defense, you still can run on them. And I don't think it's going to be a good enough run defense to completely shut out Gilman. I think they'll be able to run the ball a little bit, but that cornerback being back now, I just lost his name for Montana. Loud, yes. I think that made a huge impact on the game for us, that they were able to put him on island. They'll put him on Fenner.
They'll probably follow Fenner.
Yeah, he's going to follow Fenner, and they're going to focus on shutting down the run game. Beyond that, they're going to be super locked in. And I'm with Seth. The Coyotes keep it closer longer than the Jacks did, but the Grizz win by double digits. I think USD might come in. It's like we talked. It's the playoff postulate, if you will. If you absolutely murder and destroy a team, you're going to come in riding a little too high and get slapped in the mouth the next week. And you 47-0 Mercer the way they did. I kind of am concerned that they're going to be a little bit riding high going into that game. I think Montana will be locked in. Because they're going to be seeing film of a team that just won 47-0 and was really, really good. So I think Montana is going to pull this out, and I think they win by about 10. So give me Montana. Give me the Grizz.
So the model has Montana by 6.7. So it will take the Yotes to cover.
Okay.
But I think I'm going to lean the other way, as much as it's so uninteresting for us to pick the same this week. I just, for all the stuff you said, Mayor Cole says LJ Phillips is on fire. And he absolutely is. He's having a fantastic year. He's over 2,000 yards on the year. And I think he'll get his. I could definitely see him going for 120, 150. And I could still see them losing by 10 to 15 because I don't see how their defense stops Montana.
And I see this Montana defense being a real problem for Bauman.
With their multiple coverages,
bad matchup for him if they're able to lock down Fenner.
Their multiple coverages, their different angles, and they haven't had a ton of success outside of Fenner this year. Look at our game. The two biggest plays that kind of won them the game were both to Fenner. And a lot of the stuff you talked about, and that's the other thing Ron points out, obviously we talked about before, Aiden Bauman, great quarterback, but he's a statue in the pocket, and you get those weird, goofy blitz and stunts, and there's a free runner. He can't move the pocket to buy time.
He's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put pressure on you for sure.
And if they get to him early, Bowman does get rattled.
Yes.
And start skipping balls and things like that. And that could be, in that stadium, that could be a problem.
Yeah, it's just going to get louder. And there's going to be more. They had like 21,000 last week. It's going to be closer to 26 this week, I would guarantee you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like Montana here. I like them a lot, even for the the rest of the season. They're right now, I think they're like plus 700 to win the championship still. And I think they're, obviously it's going to be a tall task to go to, if they win this game, to go to Bozeman next week. But they looked really good. Their offensive weapons are, in my opinion, unmatched in the FCS.
Oh, completely.
And their defense.
So that Brooks Davis, Michael Wortham, Eli Gilman trio, at quarterback. No one else has 4 guys that good, I don't think.
Yeah, when Ayat's playing like that, they're very hard to beat. He was seeing the field extremely well. So I have a lot of confidence in Montana, and I'm not just saying that because SDSU lost to them. I think they are a very good team. And, I mean, they almost went to Bozeman and won a couple weeks ago. So
it was in Wagriz.
Oh, that wasn't. Oh, okay. Why am I thinking
that broke the streak? I
broke the home team streak.
I know we've talked whatever, but I honestly think USD is probably the 4th best team left. It's just their draw. They're playing the 1st or 2nd best team left.
100%. I think if USD was on the other side of the bracket, they might have a very real shot to go to Nashville. But not on this side. I mean, even if they win this game, it's going to be real hard to go to Bozeman after that. But yeah, I'll take Montana to cover.
Who'd you pick, Alex?
We're all the same. I picked Montana. So
all right, Blues Brothers, it is. We're on.
You get a chance to gain 1 game on me this week. But then there's only 3 games after that, so you'd have to be opposite on every single game.
Ben's officially safe now too.
Right, Ben's pretty much been made safe by this.
All right. Well, we'll be back next week to recap these games and pick the couple games for the semis. And
I want to bring one thing up. Shout out to Tarleton for being smart and trying something for bringing fans in for the playoff game with $1 beers and $1 hot dogs for the game. That is, I mean, if you really want a crowd, that's absolutely something, the type of thinking you need to have.
Yeah, they don't drink beer in the Metroplex.
Should be exercised, right? Right. So, I think that hats off to them. That's being creative to get people into the stadium.
Seth Meyer says Ayat is the greatest QB ever in his hand size range.
I never said he has small hands.
Didn't. With that,
you didn't. That's funny now.
It is funny now.
It's because I have small hands.
Like Jim says, like we always say, go big, go blue, go Jacks.
Go Jacks.